What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. I'm here with my friend Alex. He's a fellow Amazon seller, Shopify, Facebook ads, Instagram. I mean, you kind of do everything in the internet space. He has a YouTube channel, and we're just kind of going to do a little interview, just kind of a chat back and forth of business, of Amazon FBA mainly, and we're just going to kind of talk about some problems that we face. And so I'm really excited about this video, so we'll just dive right into it.
But we've got Trevin Peterson, who is an Amazon FBA seller and a college dropout. Fair to say.
Yeah.
Has an associate's degree. I
have a little bit of schooling, so I'm a little smarter than those that dropped out.
I'm gonna go ahead and disagree with that. You're not smart if you dropped out. I don't know if that made sense.
No, it does.
Okay. Trevin sells on Amazon. He's also sold some stuff on Shopify.
I've done Shopify, Poshmark, eBay. I mean, I've literally done like everything in the e-commerce like space where I was doing my fulfillment, drop shipping, going to thrift stores and doing that jazz. And I just realized that Amazon FBA was my thing.
Gonna like explore your story like leading up to where you are now.
Okay.
So you get out of high school, go on a mission.
Yep.
And then go to some college.
So yeah, I went to Spain. I did a service mission there. I got home. I went to school, and I just absolutely hated every day of it. I was thinking like within the first semester, I was like, I'm done with this. And I realized that I only had like I had a semester or so left to get my associate degree. So I was like, I'll just get to that point, and once I can get to that point, I can just drop everything, and it's kind of like a good stepping point where if I want to go back to school, I can, or if I don't, then I don't need to worry about it. So I got my associate degree, and I just wanted to work and go actually make money instead of pay money to learn things that I didn't think was useful. So
that's good. You got your associate's degree.
Yeah.
I didn't even get. So I had like 5 classes left when I dropped out, and I spaced my generals out over like the whole 4 years.
Oh, okay.
And so I didn't even exit with an associate's. I had literally 1 general left to take, which was like some history of civilization, something that was just like I was not interested, so I threw it to the last semester. And then just like never did the last semester.
Yeah,
so
and that's how my dad was as well. It's funny because during this whole process, my mom hated the idea of me like dropping out of school. She's like, "No, you need to go to school. Like you have to." And my dad's over here like, I had like literally 1 semester left to get my bachelor's, and I didn't, and it's worked out okay for him. So my dad was more.
He didn't really care.
No, he didn't care, but my mom was just like, she was not having it. But now, fast forward to where I'm at now. My mom's like, hey, Brett, that's my dad's name. You should learn what your son's doing. So now it's kind of reversed.
Is she a believer now?
Oh yeah, she 100%.
Oh, really?
She loves like what I do, and she's like, oh, you're living like the dream, and I'm like, hey, I had a goal in mind, and I knew that I was going to do it, and nothing was going to get in my way. I don't care what the social norm is. I don't care what other people are going to say. I got judged like crazy. People were like, "What? You're dropping out of school to do this? You're not going to school? How are you living?" And I'm like, "It's called hustle. Like I'm actually doing the work. Like I'm doing what other people aren't willing to do, and it's paid off 10 times." So
that's super cool. And you also had a girlfriend / wife throughout all that.
Yep, I did.
She been a believer the whole time? Did it take some proof?
No, she's honestly been like super supportive, and she's like never doubted me. Like the people that know me, they know like when I set my mind up to something, I'm going to do it, and I don't care what's going to get in my way, and I'm just going to go out and do it, whether I don't know how to do something. I mean, I had no clue what Amazon FBA was, and within 6 months, I quit my job because of it. And I'm just that kind of personality of, if I see an opportunity that presents itself, I'm just going to attack it full force, and I'm going to do whatever I can to get where I want to be. So,
That's awesome.
100% supportive since day one, which has been awesome.
Yeah, and that's key, because like, I don't know if at least, so my situation has been fairly opposite. Like, my parents would be like, they want me to go back to school. Like, that's what they want. And it's, I don't know fully where it comes from. One thing I haven't ever done is like, I tend to be pretty quiet about my work.
Yeah.
Minus like what I put on YouTube, which is for the purpose of like hopefully helping other people to make money online and like work for themselves. But so I've never gone out of my way to like really be like, yo, parents, like, look at the numbers type of stuff. But no, they don't get it.
Well, and that's funny that you mentioned that, because when I first started, I had my own personal Instagram account. I had my personal that I had during high school and college. And when I started this kind of entrepreneur journey, if you call it, whatever you want to call it, I created a new Instagram account. I created new emails. I created everything, a new Facebook profile. I created everything to just get myself away from that, because a lot of people, they either think that you're trying to brag or boast and say that you're better than someone, which that's not what I wanted to do. Or other people are like, oh, this guy's an idiot. He thinks he's going to do this. And I just didn't want any of that negative vibe. And I just wanted to do everything just kind of behind doors. And now that my YouTube channel is starting to kind of pick up and Instagram is starting to grow a little bit, a lot of friends are now like, what the heck, you've been doing that for the past year? And I'm like, yeah, I have. They're like, well, like, why didn't you share that? And I'm just trying to fly under the radar and just kind of do my thing. So it's been fun that way.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's, I think maybe there's some exceptions, but I think at some point, like, if you really want to figure out how to make money, like build an online business, you have to hit a point where it's like, I'm like going into my basement, I'm like doing my thing. I'm not,
for sure.
not worried about what everyone else is thinking or saying, or like, you just gotta hunker down and do your thing. And like, people struggle with that, but you just have to. And like, not only do you have to do that to get it started, but I don't know like if that really, I mean, there's probably a point where that kind of goes away, but like, I think that's just kind of like entrepreneurship.
Oh,
you gotta
for sure.
just stay in that like mindset and that grind of doing what you gotta do, regardless of like the whirlwinds that are going on outside of you, you know?
And that's the reality, is people, a lot of times, they're not willing to sacrifice that. They're not willing to sacrifice going out on the weekends. They'd rather go party. Or for me, I was dedicating 100% of my time to learning new skills, whether it was Facebook ads, whether it was learning how to edit, whether it was learning how to talk on camera. That was something that I just absolutely struggled with. Or learning different tips and tricks on how to scale my FBA business. You have to sacrifice and you have to put in the work if you want those results. And a lot of times people see people on the internet, they see the end result. They didn't see,
or they just see
between.
They just see the Lambo.
Yeah, exactly. They see the flashy cars, the flashy trips, the flashy watches. I always joke about the Supreme hoodies and people wasting money. That's my opinion. That's other people can spend their money however they want, but I just think that why spend $300 on a sweatshirt or a pair of sliders, Gucci sliders, and I'm like, go invest that into
a product,
into a course on Udemy or whatever the case is. Go invest in yourself. In like, you're flipping shoes right now, right? How much money with $300 you could realistically turn that $300 into $500 in a matter of a week or so. But people aren't willing to put in that work. They want to be cool and they want to have the coolest things, which is silly to me.
Yeah. I think it's exactly those. They don't want to put in the work and they want all the cool stuff. But like, the best way to get to the cool stuff is to actually put in the work.
Yeah.
Like so a couple of days ago, I think, maybe yesterday, I don't remember, but I like a purchase went through for one of the shoes that I flipped, and I posted that on my IG story, and I said in the IG story, like, was in a store the other day and like saw these discounted. Thought, man, I could probably flip these, so I did it. And then the kid DM'd me and he's like, where do you find shoes like this? And I'm like, dude, you go to stores.
Yeah.
Like, but, and maybe that person like didn't really know, and maybe that person's watching right now, so I shouldn't even said that. But like the point is that like, I don't know. I think like don't be lazy. That's the point. Like to me that was lazy. That was like you either didn't read it or you didn't read it to understand it.
Yeah.
And so all you ended up doing was DMing me, which then takes my time and explaining it to you, which is fine. But like
people want freebies.
Yeah, just like you got to actually do the work. And like so flipping shoes is interesting to me cuz like it's retail arbitrage, which is not something I do. But I was literally standing in the store, saw a super discounted item, and the thought that went through my head was, you know what, I bet I can buy this and flip it within the next week, 2 weeks, and make a profit. And the reason like I kind of wanted to do that was like I just like doing that, but also because in my head I was thinking about all the people that for how many years or months or weeks have been toying with the idea of retail arbitrage or researching how to do retail arbitrage. When what you can actually do is be standing in a store, go, oh, that's super discounted. Look it up how much it sells for on eBay or StockX or Amazon or Poshmark or Upsell, like any of these apps or websites, and go, oh yeah, it's selling for more than it is here. Buy it, sell it, keep the profit.
And it's funny because I did a video with my brother. My brother was kind of getting involved into this internet space, making money online. And he didn't have a huge budget to start. He didn't have a bunch of money saved up. And on certain business models, for example, like Shopify dropshipping or Amazon FBA, you have to have money up front to buy the ads or to buy the actual inventory. And so like retail arbitrage, flipping things, you can literally start with like $20-$50 and you can just slowly scale. And I actually did a video on the channel with my brother, and tons of people were like, what, you can actually do that? You can go to Walmart or Target and just buy things off the clearance item and flip it for a profit. I mean, it literally takes 20 minutes to walk into a store, scan the item or look it up, and you just made $20 without like doing like anything. So I don't like the excuses of, oh, I don't have any money, or, oh, I can't get started because of this, or, oh, I have a job and I don't have time. And the reality is you have tons of time. It's just where do you put and prioritize your time? Like where are you spending your time? Are you sleeping in too much? Are you wasting it playing video games? I mean, there's always time in the day to do something. It's just whether or not you actually want it. So it's kind of interesting.
Facts. Someone who's looking to start making money on their own, what do?
The first thing is you're going to have to put in the work, whatever you decide to do. There's a lot of different angles to go about. And I mean, the first thing is if you don't have money and if you're just sitting on the couch, like thinking, oh, what can I do to make money? Go get a job. Go get a job, and whether it's part-time, and with that money, I mean, if you're living with your parents, then like, I guess take advantage of that almost. Like you're living for free, you might as well go get a job and save up money, and you can save up $1,000 real quick, depending on your situation. And if you're not in that situation, get a job anyways and save up and save up some money so that when the time does come, you can start your own business, whether that's Amazon FBA, which that's what I would recommend if you wanted to start an online business. That's what I teach. That's what I'm passionate about. That's what I've seen the most success. So that's what I would tell someone to do. But if money's a problem, then get a job, then start learning a skill. Take that time to learn how to do Facebook ads. Take that time to understand social media marketing. Take that time to learn a platform like Pinterest, for example. I feel like Pinterest is something that no one talks about, and I feel like there's a huge market to go learn Pinterest, learn how to grow a Pinterest account. There's a lot of things that you can do for free if you build the skill, and then once you have that skill, you can charge for it. And I don't think there's nothing wrong for charging people for your knowledge or for your skill, in my opinion. If you have the skill, you can charge money for it and you can make money. So you can do that for free. You learn a skill and you charge people for that skill. Another thing is like retail arbitrage or flipping things at like a thrift store. You can literally do that for, if you have $50, you can go to a thrift store and you can buy and you sell things. You look stuff up on eBay and you see like the comps and if they've sold in the past, how much you can sell it for. That's super easy. Poshmark, you go in your closet and I bet you have shoes in your closet or shirts that you don't wear, brand like Nike or things that you don't even wear, and you can sell that on Poshmark, and right there you have $50 to go spend on the thrift store, and then you just slowly build from there, and then with that money you start scaling and you do it on a bigger scale, for example like Amazon FBA.
And if that just sounded like a lot of work to someone, what advice do you now have for them? Go get a job.
Yeah, go get a job. What people don't understand is it's not going to happen overnight. So many people will look at me now when I've been selling and grinding and doing the Amazon FBA since the end of 2017. People will be like, oh, I want to be where you're at in 2 months. And the reality is yes, you can get there, but don't compare yourself to me. Go set realistic goals and maybe say, hey, if he was able to do it in a year, I'm going to set a goal to do it in a year, not in 2 months. I mean, be realistic about it and don't compare yourself, because when you compare yourself, you're just going to kind of get down on yourself and be like, oh, he's doing this and I'm not doing that. Like, I'm not seeing any success. But what you didn't see is the year that I grinded and worked my butt off to get to that point. So you have to put in the work, and if you're not willing to, then go get a job or go, I don't know.
Live on a beach.
Mooch off your parents. I don't know, man.
For someone who's come across Amazon FBA, they're interested, they want to, tell them how to do it.
My biggest tip for someone that wants to get started with Amazon FBA, and I feel like a lot of people fall into this, is they start learning from someone that doesn't even sell on Amazon, doesn't even know what they're talking about, and they're just promoting this awesome life or whatever the case is.
So this is a question I get. I'm not sure I have a great answer for this, but how do you tell? How can you discern between who's legit and who's just spitting garbage?
I mean, for me, at least on my channel, what I've tried to do is be as transparent as possible, where I open up my cells and I refresh the screen and I'm like, look, these are my cells, refresh, there's no Photoshop in that. This is what I'm doing. If people aren't willing to show you... I can show you
how to Photoshop that if you want.
and I mean, there's always ways to Photoshop and edit that or whatever and lie about that, but I feel like if people aren't willing to show you, like, okay, this is what I did, and like refreshing this, that's the best way for me to tell, is refreshing the screen. And I do it on my desktop and I do it on my phone. I hit refresh, I do the dates, and I show, okay, this is what I did. And if people don't have any videos whatsoever on their channel of them even talking about their sales or their business or their ups and the downs, then that's a big red flag to me. Like, I have problems with my business, and I have videos where I talk about my failures. I have videos where I talk about why my sales dipped. I have videos explaining experiences that only someone with the knowledge and that is actually in the trenches would actually be able to explain the process. So if people aren't talking about that, and if they're just showing, like they're just getting this basic information, and that's a red flag to me. But it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell for sure. So just be careful with that. Learn from someone that you trust. And that's another thing, is go with your gut feeling. If you feel like this person that you're watching on YouTube is providing good value, then learn from them. But it's hard because there's so much content out there. And I feel like a lot of people, they watch this video and then they watch this video and then they watch this video, and it just confuses them. Just stick to a few people that you feel confident in and do that. And then from that, you actually have to do it yourself. And that's the biggest piece of advice, is as much as someone can talk and teach you, you actually have to go actually put in the work and order that first product. understand the steps and actually get your feet wet if you want to succeed. And that's the reality, is do it yourself.
That's super true. When you said that, I kind of had a flashback to something I haven't like really, I don't know, thought about or realized, but I just flashed back to when I was learning Facebook ads, and the way I learned it was, well, first I ran some Google searches and just like clicked the links, opened them, and started reading, and then that got me to a book that was that people were saying was a good book for learning Facebook ads, and that book was on sale on Amazon, or for sale on Amazon for like 12 or 14 bucks. So like the second I found that, read about like, oh, this book's legit, I bought it on Amazon and I received it in 2 days, prime shipping. Within the next 2 days, immediately I started reading it. Within the next 2 days, I'd finished it. Within those 2 days while I was reading it and finishing it, I was creating Facebook ads. So I didn't read the book, close it, and then go to my computer and be like, oh, let's try Facebook ads. Like, it was exactly at the same time that I'm like intaking the info, I'm practicing it. And I've done that with pretty much every platform. Like, do not leave a lot of time in between learning or reading about something and practicing it. Cause like that's where that's where the disconnect is. Is like, it's not that the information, it's not, well, it might be that you got bad information, whatever. But what I'm trying to say is just like, do it fast. Like, get to the practice part as fast as possible. Like, that's the part that's gonna lead to success. The part that's gonna it's not the listening to gurus that's gonna make you successful. They might give you the info you need to go practice in the right way, but you have to go practice.
Well, what's funny with that is I have people that literally reach out to me and they're like, dude, I've known about Amazon for a year and I've been doing product research for 9 months. And I'm like, and what? Like, why haven't you I haven't found the perfect product. I'm like, dude, you have to just go and take action. And if you fail the product, it's not the end of the world. I mean, you can launch a product for a couple $100 and just see and understand the process. Maybe you're just launching it just to see the process and understand how to order the product, how to get it shipped to Amazon, how to create the listing. You're not necessarily doing it to just make a bunch of money. You're just learning the process. Do that. Spend $200 and do that. Like, that's the best way to learn, is just going out and doing it yourself, instead of thinking that you need to know everything perfectly and that you need to have just the perfect product and that you have only one shot. And if you don't have that one shot, your life is going to end. So many people think that, like, if they fail or if the first product doesn't go well, then they're thinking that it's a scam, or if it doesn't work out. And the reality is I've launched tons of products that have completely failed, but it's from those failures that I've learned, and then from those failures that I've grown to where I'm at right now. So you just got to go and get started. Like, you've said this, I've said this, just get started, stop wasting your time doing whatever you're doing, and just take action. It's as simple as that.
It really is. And you'll just start learning like what you need to from there. Like, that just works that way.
And some people do like having like kind of a guide or someone holding their hand, kind of telling them the steps to do. And if that's you, that's completely fine. But if someone tells you to do something, then actually do it. Don't just, like, you actually have to do it. Whether you just want to jump into it yourself or you want someone to kind of give you a step-by-step guide or whatever the case is, you actually have to take action on whether you learn from someone or you just want to go and just do it yourself, or whatever the case is.
Do people need to buy a course?
This is a topic where that a lot of people kind of hesitate about this, and I don't think you do, but I do think it provides a way to get to your destination a lot quicker, from my experience. I mean, from when I first launched products, if I would have taken a course, I would have known my first 3 products were horrible. But at the same time, I learned, and I spent more money in those 3 products than if I would have just bought a $100 or $300 course. I spent a lot more money on those failed products. I eventually learned it. And so that's kind of what you kind of need to decide is, are you willing to just like fail and pick yourself back up? Or do you want to just like get to your destination a little bit quicker, in my opinion. But
where can they buy your course?
And on my YouTube channel, you can check it out. Go to my YouTube channel. I'm not going to try to pitch you on anything. That's not why I have my YouTube channel. That's not like my main business, and that's one thing that I've been trying to be as transparent about. Is I make 10 times more money selling on Amazon than I do from my course. I have my course because I feel like there was a lot of information out there that I just disagreed with, and people were charging way too much. I do not think you should spend more than $300 max for a course. Like there's courses that they're charging $1,000, $2,000. I think that's a joke. You can go learn trial and error that way, but a course for $300, $100, it can avoid those mistakes. And if you're going to drop $1,000 or $2,000, you can just learn for yourself through trial and error, which is way more beneficial in my opinion. Alright guys, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you guys want to follow Alex, I'll include the link down in the description below. Go ahead, check out his channel, give him a sub. I really appreciate you guys watching, and don't forget to leave a comment on this video. Let me know what you guys would like to see in the future, and like this video, and don't forget to subscribe. So we'll see you guys soon.